Now, CIMA case study exam is a unique type of exam. I will say that this type of exams generally happens when we are doing masters from very good university, very practical oriented, not focusing on bookish knowledge. Obviously, we have to have some technical knowledge to pass the exam. But then the major focus is on application of what you study in anywhere or in any study material. That application needs practice. What practice? My experience says since 2015 when CIMA launched a case study exam, practice of writing. Even though you may be preparing so many stuff from so many places, E1, P1, F1, mock papers, questions, answers, everything. But the most important thing as per me is writing practice on regular basis. The problem is that since it is not so much technical, it is application. So whenever any student read anything, they will not find any problem. But when the question comes in exam and they create different situations, they create a scenario. In that scenario, we are not able to perform in the given time 45 minutes. That is not only with operational case study. That is with operational case study, management case study, strategic case study, all three exams. When the students are reading the stuff, they are feeling very confident. But when in the exam hall they go, they don't able to perform, which is only one reason, lack of practice. For that reason, I am not boosting myself. I always think that students should be attending the live classes. Because maybe you are doing recordings or maybe you are solving mocks which is not in the right direction. If you are not submit the mock answer, not submitting in front of me, we are not able to check your answer, your style and all that. It creates problem to pass the exam. So the first thing I will say that practice. CIMA OCS May, August 2022. Even though we are taking class for August, but the same case study material was relevant for May exam. Now for November exam, there will be different material. So if I will go first of all planning. Under planning, the most important is practice in writing. Not a single day you should be leaving without doing some writing practice. Whatever you studied in a day, you need to write. You need to write on your Word file whatever you studied, what you have understood. That's most important. Obviously, in the beginning, you may be writing something which are not 100% relevant for exam. But then once 5, 7, 10 days are over, you will start preparing just like exam format questions. Then in that case, your practice in writing will be helpful very much. I can say study of P1 more and more because major area is P1, but also cover E1 and F1 important portion. What is important portion? We will be able to discuss with our discussion of the pre-seen material. I'm not saying that the important portions will be coming in exam only. But then there is a high probability, looking at the past exams, looking at this pre-seen material, that these are the areas which are more important and that is going to be asked. So even P1, even F1, we can do some selective study, but P1, very detailed study. Study means what? Don't solve any numericals in F1 and P1. कोई न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व नहीं करना है. वो तो जब करना था, मान लीजिए सपोज प्रेजेंटली आई एम टेकिंग F1 क्लासेस. So in the classes I am not focusing on case study. The objective is that to get the concept. There you will solve. But now when the exam is left for just 1 month, around 35 days, at that time we should not solve any numericals. Because we know that in case study exam there will not be any numericals. So how you can revise? How you will revise? You will follow the videos and concept and maybe 1 or 2 questions, solutions discussed in the class. Just for example, suppose in F1 classes, presently when the F1 classes are running, I am teaching in the class control accounts, suspense, rectification of errors. When I am dealing in the class the suspense, control accounts and all that, then after a discussion, suppose 1 or 2 questions I explained in the class for understanding purpose. Then I am going in the exam kit and I am doing so many questions from the control account, suspense and all that. So when you are studying for next month case study exam, you understand what is coming, because already control suspense is not so important in exam. But फिर भी आप अगर उसको कर रहे हैं, उसमें if I am solving questions from exam kit, stop there. Don't go there. If I will be solving in the subsequent classes, say a pure final account, balance sheet, PL account question, maybe I will be preparing in the class a balance sheet. Don't see that video. What is the format of the financial statement? Go through. I explained some points. Okay. Like that, if you say, I teach say around for P1, F1, effectively say 60-70 hours. But if you focus on relevant portion, relevant in the sense, wherever I am explaining the concepts, and after explaining the concepts, I am solving 1 or 2 questions just for understanding. That much. That will be coming only 1/3. Out of 60 hours of F1 and P1, it will be coming around 20 hours of study. 20 hours for F1, 20 hours for P1, 20 hours for E1. You can say, you can skip slightly many portions of E1, organization structure. Obviously, functional, divisional, different organization structure important. But that anyhow I will discuss in the case study classes. So some of the areas where you are feeling E1 is slightly becoming boring in the video, you can leave that portion. P1 you can take extra time. Not for the questions, for getting the concepts. I say around 50 hours. 50 hours study. Even though suppose you have recently studied even P1, F1. But still from today, 50 hours should be given for even P1, F1 concepts. 30 hours for P1, around 15 to 20 hours for F1, and 10 hours around E1. The videos, the classes which is given to you, that should be gone through. You need to make your plan that at what time you will be focusing on P1, E1, F1 videos. Then read and properly understand pre-seen material 2-3 times. 2-3 बार, 2-3 times. I can say it will take around 5 hours. 5 hours you will be giving to reading the pre-seen material. Then you can say core area A, B, C, D, E, F. 6 areas are there. You will be giving around 20 hours. And I will say mock papers, just exactly, even in core area A, B, C, D, E, F also, there are questions of exam style, but then purely mock papers of 3 hours each. You should be solving at least 6 to 8 mock papers. 6 to 8 mock papers. Say I am taking the maximum level 8. So 8 into 3, 24, say 25 hours. And maybe when you did the mock paper, you have solved, you will be analyzing your answers, I will be giving you feedback and all that. Take 10 hours for evaluation. Okay, where you can improve. So we can say that 50 plus 5, 55, plus 20 plus 25, around 100 hours study. 100 hours study. And how many days are left? Around 35 days are left. 35 days are left. You can say on an average, 3 hours. On an average, 3 hours per day. 3 hours per day. Whenever you will study, make a point, you will switch off your mobile phone and all that. You need to study with a pure focused way. This 100 hour includes my classes also, around 6 classes of say around 3 hours, 18 hour वो भी उसके अंदर ही मिला हुआ है. यानी कि आपको self study I am asking only for around 80 hours. If you are working college या कुछ भी है अगर, if that is the case, then you can say that in weekdays, Monday to Friday, you will study around 2.5 hours per day. Saturday, Sunday on holiday, you will study double, around 4 to 5 hours. If there is no such case, no job, no pressure of college or something, then in that case, you can divide every day 3 hours, not a single day, you need to study more. But on an average, around 15 to 18 hours per week study. Somebody will say that, is the time enough? It's more than enough. More than enough to score rank. But the preparation should be in the right direction. What is don't do? Don't write the answers by looking at model answers. मॉडल आंसर्स आपको दिया गया है लिखने के बाद रेफर करने के लिए. नॉट दैट यू विल रीड द मॉडल आंसर देन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग. Because that's the major problem. Student is becoming hero in the class and they are becoming zero in the exam. So don't do that. You need to be genuine for yourself, not for me. आपको genuine अपने आप से होना है that you will be writing the answers purely with your own thought process. You can do that. आप ये जरूर कर सकते हैं. Suppose there is a question on ABC, activity based costing. You don't remember anything. Maybe. Even though maybe you have studied 1 week back, but कुछ ध्यान नहीं आ रहा है. Before writing the answer, you go through with ABC video or whatever you write up. आप उसको go through करिए. Activity based costing क्या है? Activities are what are the resources? What are the drivers? क्या मतलब होता है? समझ लीजिए. You read from anywhere, wherever you want, wherever you have studied earlier. लेकिन when you are writing the answer, don't refer anything. Write in pure in your language. And while writing, don't try to write any technical thing. Don't write. आप ये सोचिए ही मत. Don't write any technical thing. आपको ये टेंशन लेना ही नहीं है कि बुक्स में और any material what technical language is written, because even though you are writing technical, examiner is very much concerned how you are bringing that technicality into practicality. आप प्रैक्टिकल कैसे बना रहे हो, जो क्वेश्चन है उससे कैसे कोरिलेट कर रहे हो. सो आई विल से दैट मे बी Initially, when you were preparing core area A, B, C, D, E, F, at that time when you were doing A, B, C, D, E, F, ultimately you were revising E1, P1, F1. I always say in the classes, when you are writing the answers for A, B, C, D, E, F, you refer. You study that area from the study material, from my video, then you start writing the answer. No issue. Because according to me, in 35 days, 20 days, we are covering up. We are doing all studies which is left or which we have forgotten. Even though maybe we have studied recently E1, P1, F1, तो भी 20 days आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना. It's an open book exam, open book question preparation. Whenever I am giving an homework and assignments, you don't know, no tension. You refer Google, you refer CIMA material, you refer my notes, my videos, make yourself ready, then write the answer. There is no problem. लेकिन don't do any copy paste from anywhere. कोई copy paste नहीं करना है. Take a target that in next 20 days, you will finish all core areas, which you can say that I said 20 hours. Along with that, say E1, P1, F1 study, because in 20 days you will be studying around 60 hours, because per day I am asking around 3 hours. तो आप 20 और 40 यहाँ का ले लीजिए. मोटा मोटी आपको टारगेट रखना है. By around 25th of July, my core area A, B, C, D, E, F should be finished. And mota moti my revision of E1, P1, F1 should be finished. I have gone through with the pre-seen material 2 times at least. Then take a target from 25th July till the date of exam around 9th or 10th August. Last 15 days I will cover all the 8 mock papers. Okay, I will cover on the mock papers, and when I will prepare mock papers, I will write the answers exactly in 3 hours, because presently for 20-25 days, I am not asking to write the answers in one go, that you sit for 3 hours. I am asking 3 hours, 1 hour you studied P1, 1 hour you go through with the core area A, you prepared yourself, then you written one answer, then tomorrow another answer. Koi baat nahi, no problem. That much hectic preparation is not required. But you need to be very planned in your approach कि मेरे को exam देना है. Then I need to prepare like this. At the same time, if suppose you are asking something, and I am explaining that in the, maybe not the today class, from next class you will be starting asking some doubts, some areas. When we are discussing that, after the class, write something on that. Suppose you were asking something on leasing. I remember in February batch, I discussed leasing करीब 4 से 5 बार. फिर भी लास्ट में एग्जाम देते वक्त मेरे को लगा अभी भी क्वेश्चन लीजिंग का आ रहा है, तो मैंने वॉइस मैसेज बना के सबको दिया कि भाई दिस इज लीजिंग. सो ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन वन एरिया प्रॉपरली, राइट योर ओन राइट अप अबाउट दैट. यू वांट टू शो मी कि मैंने लीजिंग के बारे में ये लिखा है, ये होता है, दैट्स ओके, चलेगा. बट आप एक बार में एक चीज को अच्छे से पढ़िए. बी फोकस्ड, टेक टाइम 2-3 minutes more and understand a concept properly. And the way we study E1, P1, F1 in our E1, P1, F1 classes, that type of rigorous, detailed study is not required for. But I'm not saying zero study. You will not study E1, P1, F1, you can't pass. You have to have some basic technical knowledge कि ABC होता क्या है, where the ABC should be applied, where it should not be applied, what is the cost benefit analysis of ABC. एक थोड़ा सा बैकअप होना चाहिए. Obviously that thing will be used based on the scenario, but आपको उसका preparation करना जरूरी है. Otherwise it will be very difficult for me to help you, because I will be giving in A, B, C, D, E, F, in core area, in mock papers at least 3 to 4 times ABC question. तो जब मैं repeat करूंगा question second time, third time, then तो you should be very confident enough to write that. कि if one thing we are not studying first time properly, then again and again it will be missing from your target. You need to achieve that in the first time. When you don't know something, you will study properly, so that next time when I am giving the same question, you will perform properly. When I am pointing out on your mistakes that you are doing this mistake and all that, understand them properly. Ask again. बट देन बिहेव अकॉर्डिंगली कि मैं आपको क्या बता रहा हूं. देन writing answers in paragraph format. Paragraph structure. One line, bullet points not allowed. You may be thinking you are putting 20 points in an answer, but you are not explaining a single point. Examiner will not give you marks. We can't pass the exam. In place of 20, I am writing 5 points, but I am explaining them properly. What is the logic behind this point? Why I am saying this? How I can justify this? That should be covered. Don't make the paragraph very lengthy. One paragraph should not be greater than 5 to 6 lines. Don't make sentences very lengthy, because in that case, what you are writing, I am not understanding. Some mistakes are there which is difficult for me to interpret your language. There is no deduction of marks for grammar or spelling mistake. But then if I am not understanding what you are writing, how I will give you marks? So try to make your sentences small, crisp, simple. Cover in paragraph one aspect, one paragraph, another aspect, another paragraph. You can put for the paragraph subheadings if you get time. Not a compulsion, but to score good marks. कि in a particular paragraph of 5 to 6 line, what you want to say. आपको पैराग्राफ के ऊपर हेडिंग, मे बी यू कैन पुट द हेडिंग आफ्टर राइटिंग द पैराग्राफ, बिकॉज मे बी पुटिंग द हेडिंग यू आर गेटिंग डिफिकल्टी. जैसे मैंने यहां पर लिखा डोंट डू, लेकिन मैं लिखते लिखते नीचे क्या आ गया हूं, डूज में भी आ गया हूं, तो मैंने वो हेडिंग हटा दिया. सो इट मे बी पॉसिबल दैट यू आर राइटिंग अ पैराग्राफ बट यू वांट टू चेंज द हेडिंग. सो इन प्लेस ऑफ पुटिंग द हेडिंग इन एट द बिगिनिंग, राइट द पैराग्राफ 4, 5, 6 lines, then put the heading. If you are not getting time, leave the heading, no problem. But if your explanation are proper, then I will be giving you marks and you will be able to pass the exams. Not now, after 20 days. Always try to maintain time. If there is a question of 45 minutes, reading, planning, writing, everything I will complete in 45 minutes. I will not take 45 minutes, 1 second also. You need to always design your life or design writing the answer in the given time frame. Because the student challenges are 2 things. Sir, itna bada tha. The scenario was very big. I was not getting what to write and all that. Why that is not happening in the class? When that is not happening in the class, that means you are champion. Because when you are referring the model answer, then you are writing, that should not be done. आप अपने आप को always test करिए. You understand in A, B, C, D, E, F, there will be around, I will say in all, say 3 questions each. So 3, 6, 18. Then obviously in the mock papers, 4 questions each, because as like exam, so 4 into 8, 32. 32 plus you can say around 20. हम लोग 50 questions कर रहे हैं. And in every question there are at least 2 areas. That means 50 into 2. 100 areas we are going to discuss, we are going to understand. There may be some repetition in some of the areas, lekin in totality, around 75 new areas we will discuss. If you count your topics in P1, E1, F1, they are not more than 75. वो सब मिला के उतने ही है. यानी कि in the classes we are going to discuss everything. But you need to support me. Maybe you studied earlier or not. आपको regular study करके मेरे को support करना है. It's just and you will submit the answers in time. I will check, I will evaluate, I will help you. जिससे कि you can pass the exam. Because not passing creates so many problems. One is financial loss. I don't consider financial loss as very important. The most important is demotivation. When we don't pass, then always when we give exam next time, we are thinking of failures only. दिमाग में केवल negative ही आता है. And when in your entire body you are negative, how come you will be getting positive out of actual life? कभी नहीं मिलेगा. जब मेरा ब्रेन के अंदर ही फंक्शन नहीं चल रहा है कि I can pass, I will be able to perform well, I am just thinking how I failed last time. What was the issue? And I am preparing myself for failure again. Failures are the pillars of success only in language and in reading. It is not that. Failures are not the pillars of success. Success are the pillars of success. I need to work hard. I need to give my 100% so that I will not leave any scope that I cannot pass this exam in first attempt. I should be giving my 100% so that I can pass the exam. मैं और ज्यादा डिटेल में प्लानिंग के अंदर नहीं जा रहा हूं, वो आपका है. एवरीबडी हैज हिज ओन स्टाइल ऑफ लाइफ एंड फैमिली में कौन कौन है, क्या जॉब है, नहीं है. यू नीड टू मेक योर रूटीन्स. मे बी यू आर टेकिंग 2-3 आवर्स इन मेकिंग रूटीन प्लानिंग, वेरी एसेंशियल, सो दैट आपको मन में ये दिखेगा, ओ टाइम इज देयर, I can pass, I can prepare. And then when the planning is there, you will be working at least 80 or 90% of the planned thing. So 80-90% achievement of the planning means success guaranteed. So for that reason, planning should be done before starting from today. सबसे पहले आपको यही करना है कि मेरे को प्लान करना है और मेरे को गलतियां नहीं करनी है और मेरे को जो सर ने बताया है, I will follow that. There is no problem because it's not difficult. अब नॉर्मली इफ आई विल से देवश्री बैड लक, बट जब आप लोग एग्जाम दिए थे तो सभी लोग पास हुए थे. देवश्री, आरती, मानस, विशाल लक्ष्मी, कौन फेल हुआ था? कोई नहीं. ऐसा नहीं है फेल होते हैं स्टूडेंट. क्वेश्चन ये आ रहा है कि जब हमारा एफर्ट्स प्रॉपर नहीं है, जब हम एग्जाम के लिए प्रॉपरली रेडी नहीं है, हाउ वी विल पास द एग्जाम? नॉट दिस एग्जाम, एनी एग्जाम. एंड दिस इज अ डिफरेंट way of exam. This is totally different. This is not technical. You need to become practical in your approach. You can't mug up anything. There is no fixed answer for any question. For any particular question, there are 2-3 different types of model answers possible. Maybe the institute is writing a particular answer, you are writing something else. That is also purely logical. And you will be getting marks. So there is no right or wrong in the case study exam. You need to be open-ended, you need to be practical, you need to read the pre-seen material, you need to understand the industry, and you need to practice in writing, cover up your technical knowledge slightly for E1, P1, mainly P1 and F1, so that you will be able to perform better in the exam. That's first thing. You can say planning side. कि अगर success चाहिए, तो we need to work for the success. Success will not come automatically. Second thing, as I gave these videos to all of you yesterday only, because I found slightly more time to analyze which video I should be giving. They are very small video, 10 minutes, 12 minutes like that, around 1 hour or 70-80 minutes. But these videos will help you what? I said, please see these videos before tomorrow class. This will help you to understand the industry. Industry analysis. Till the time I don't get the feel of the industry, I will not be able to become practical in exam. I will be very bookish. But this exam I can pass by becoming more and more practical. So it took huge lot of time. I was searching different videos, not getting the proper outcome, this, that. And then I selected. There are so many videos further. कोई limit नहीं है. But क्या है कि we don't need to write thesis on that. Basic best meal delivery service, truth about meal kit services, union problem, local try fish, healthy meals ingredients delivered to your door. Some basic videos. By reading the pre-seen material, I found that they are very relevant to understand the industry. These videos are about actual companies in the market. Maybe in India, maybe in UK, maybe in US. Those videos are relating to actual companies. The pre-seen material is prepared by looking at these companies only. They have taken the masala. They have taken these companies, 7 to 10 companies from the market in the meal industry, and then taken from here, from there, from here, from there. They have made a hypothetical, or you can say a proxy company called Meals at Home. There is no company in the world called Meals at Home. 1 second.